Alan, you made this shit? Sir, 3, 2, 1, action. Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Millionaire Mansion podcast. And the Millionaire Mac Club, we believe millionaire is defined by the mindset, not monetary status. And it feels so good to be back on the pod. As most of y'all know, I broke my MacBook, but I got it back. And first episode back, I had to bring a honorable guest, man. My man, Zeke, Too Fresh Crawford. This man is a pro baller now. We met at Lewis and Clark playing basketball together, but now this man is a pro in Switzerland. Like, that's crazy. That is really crazy. But Zeke, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling blessed, fresh off of practice, feeling just accomplished, man. More so than anything, I'm grateful for every moment now.
Right, that, bro. It's still like, I'm still trying to fathom the fact that it's just crazy. You're really living out your dream. And even though we only played 1 year together, I still have like secondhand happiness and like I feel like I'm living out my dream through you. You feel me? Like, that's the power of what you're doing. That's really the dope thing. So let the people know a little bit about what you got going on in Switzerland, who you play for. You've been putting up numbers, so
yes, sir.
Been putting up numbers.
Out here in Zurich, Switzerland, playing for a club called the Gold Coast Wallabies in the NLB Swiss league over here. It's a second division league in Switzerland. They got me playing like a power forward big man, so sticking to my LC roots a little bit, but definitely still showing some of my guard skills, staying as versatile as possible. We're sitting like 3-3 right now, looking to make a push to the top. My team was actually the defending champ, so we're looking to repeat, keeping that, hoping to defend our title as well. So they brought in the right person to do it too.
Sir, I love that. So you went to a championship culture. That's what's up. So I was actually going to ask you this before the pod started, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait till we got the camera rolling. So I remember we were trying to set up the podcast episode like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, however long ago it was. And then I just remember all of a sudden you're like, hold on, bro, like, let's wait. I'm moving to Switzerland, like mad fast. So was the contract signing as fast to you as it was to me? Because like, obviously I wasn't up to date on every single move. I just knew you were trying to play pro. Then all of a sudden I see Zeke Crawford pro. I'm what?
No, man, it was a whirlwind of events. It was a whirlwind of events. I just, I mean, they always say be ready so you don't have to get ready, you know? And the opportunity just came to me after sending out so many things to agents. I had people help me send out just all my tape, all my things to agents that I found on the FIBA website, send out my film. This guy by the name of Tony Brown, he got back to me like, hey, saw your film. I just had a dude drop from Switzerland. How fast can you get here? I was like, you know, like as soon as you buy the ticket, I'm over there, and not like, you know, completely unexpected. Like, this is me just kind of going through my daily routine, grinding, waiting for my opportunity. And they're like, one day you're going to get the call. And I finally got the call. And like on the call, it felt as surreal as when they say you're going to get the call. Like, oh, like, is this real? Like, is this actually happening? But, you know, after a couple of days of talking to him, like, he bought the flight. I had to pack my bags and just go.
So how long have you been wanting to play pro ball?
I mean, everybody, like, especially when they're a kid, they're like, oh, I want to make it to the NBA. And then like, as we got older and older, we started to see like everyone's not going to make it to the NBA. But I would say like my overseas pro aspirations kind of blossomed in my time at LC. My first coach, Coach Inari, kind of said like, you know, you could like play overseas if you really stay dedicated. And that was something that didn't really occur to me. I wasn't like aware of the overseas scene at the time when I was a freshman. And then ever since freshman year, it's kind of been in the back of my head. And then junior, senior year, I was like, I can actually do this if I work hard enough. So it was something kind of like bubbling in me freshman year of college, and then it just kind of like became something I like dreamed about every night come senior year.
Wait, so time out. That you just touched on something crucial right there. So obviously, like you said, like everybody that started hooping, well, I won't say everybody, but a vast majority of people when they first start hooping or playing whatever sport they're, I want to make it to the top spot, this, that, and the third. And I like that you've reshaped the vision and still are living out the vision in a different way, right? So you just said junior, senior year, every night you're dreaming about that. You're dreaming about it. So what is it like having that dream, knowing you can achieve it, but knowing it's in the distance?
I mean, knowing it's in the distance, like at the end of the day, you don't know. Like you can only have that faith in the work you put in day by day, and just know that that hard work's gonna pay off. Because as much as I wanted it, as much as I could picture myself over there, a lot of things happened that kind of like shot at my faith, kind of made me doubt myself, doubt if it was possible. Like
Like what?
senior year, Corona hit. We
Yeah.
so couldn't even finish the year,
Like,
and that summer, kind of trying to put myself out there, it was kind of like a lot of bad news. A lot of people being like, there aren't any opportunities out here. Like the
right,
NBA shut down. There's no way overseas basketball is going to still be happening. So,
right.
kind of having that initial push taken away from me, kind of having that sense of like, if everything was normal, it would have been easy. Like I got a lot of that response, and like that kind of made it hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. All I saw was like darkness, because it's like, this isn't how it should be. This isn't in my control. Like if everything was normal, then I would already be there. So
Right.
once that hit, and once I was kind of going through that, there was definitely a lot of doubt. But through that doubt, it was just like knowing that there still will be light at the end of the tunnel, and still knowing that what is in my control is still in my control. So I can't control Corona, but I can control like me working out every day, me still being ready whenever the time comes.
Right. Right. That's it right there. Like you said earlier, if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. And
Yes, sir.
the provider, God, source, whoever you believe in, is going to give you a blessing if you keep working, even if you're in the dark. So that's a crucial thing right there, bro. That is a crucial thing. I remember you were traveling to, it was Cali, right? You were doing like scouting events in
Yeah,
Cali.
yeah.
Um, so obviously you're going head to head with other men, other people that are going towards a dream that you guys share in common. So what is that like, understanding that it's not necessarily have to be cut? Well, it kind of is cutthroat. Like
It is.
either
It is.
I'm feeding me and
Yeah.
mine, or you're feeding you and yours. So like I gotta go get this bucket. So because obviously for the people that don't know you, Zeke is the most down to earth dude. He'll go conversate with anybody. Like
Sure.
man is top 5 goofiest goofballs ever. Like,
For real, for real.
so what is that like, knowing that you have to flip the switch and go kill mode in a sense?
I mean, I'll always remember something. My friend Nagasi, he went to Linfield, and we were doing some training together while I was back in the city. Something he said to me that really stuck was, whenever I was working out or whenever I was playing, I can't picture myself playing I can't picture myself playing against who I see in front of me. I got to picture myself playing against someone who's overseas, because
Mm,
that's where I want to be. And
mm,
like really visualizing myself in like a foreign environment, visualizing myself against a foreign opponent is something I had to constantly practice, because it's easy to get caught up in, okay, I'm going against my homie.
right.
Okay, now I'm going against somebody who wants the same spot as me. And kind of getting in that mindset, having that constant shift of you feeling like you're playing against different people, that can kind of be distracting in a way.
Mhm.
But having that mindset of like, I'm doing this for one goal, and that's to play against foreign opponents, that's to play against people overseas. So if
Mm,
I constantly practice like I'm playing against people overseas, if I constantly play like I'm playing against people overseas, then everything I do will be working towards me getting there. And I think that mindset really, really helped when I was going to those combines, when I was going to those tryouts. Like I kind of already picture myself playing against those type of opponents
Right.
instead of playing against somebody who's trying to do the same thing as me. And I think that's one like mindset shift that really helped kind of push me over the edge. Like it was definitely still a tryout, definitely still a combine. You know, you're still trying to look good compared to the next dude. But mindset wise, I was just thinking, yo, this is a dude already overseas. This is the dude I'm going to be competing against. So that really helped me kind of turn that, flip that switch, as you would say.
Right. That, bro, that is so translatable just to anything you're grinding towards, really, because it's kind of like that saying, uh, don't dress for the job that you want, or don't dress for the job that you have, dress for the job that you want, right?
So
And bro, really, I've been tapping into my visualization with growing my brand, growing myself, and it just helps you build a sense of confidence that nobody else can give to you, because your
yeah,
mom, your coach, your best friend, everybody can believe in you, but until you believe in you, until you seeing yourself doing what you want to do, then you're not going to truly achieve the greatness that you want. That's what I'm really peeping,
exactly,
is like
exactly,
you have to see, like, call it crazy if you want, but you have to see yourself there before it happens. How
exactly.
long is basketball the only thing you use like visualization for?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, like us, it's the thing that I feel like is the most, the thing I really needed the most for. Like, I think bigger picture, I could definitely use it just in life in general.
Right.
Whenever I'm manifesting anything that I want, whether it be, you know, success in some other field. But basketball is just something that for me, like, is my motor right now. Like, I've always treated basketball as a vehicle. I was always taught that basketball is a vehicle, that it's not necessarily the end game, but
Mhm.
it's a vehicle. Like, it can get you education, it could get you, you know, a professional job, it could get you to network with the right people. So it's just always been something I love to visualize, and then has produced, I would say, the most fruit, just because like on the court, like I perform a certain way. Off the court, I'm thinking about what I'm doing on the court. So it's just been really easy to visualize.
Right. And I feel like with that, like, for the athletes out there, you guys know how translatable your habits are. Like my coach currently, he says like you are who you are no matter what you're doing. So like the habits that you have, if you're lazy on the basketball court, you're most likely going to be a lazy roommate. You're most likely going to be a lazy student. You may have more passion for what you're doing, but you're going to have the same common tendencies. And honestly, that's something that you're a perfect example of. Like, you're a perfect example of it, where going back to your personality, where you're a great teammate because you can talk to anyone, right? But then at the same time, you know when it's time to go to work, it's time to put in the grind, trying to go kill mode, basically.
Right.
So my question for you is like, where did you get the mindset? Where did you get the hunger? Where did you get your tenacity from?
I definitely say I feel like I got my tenacity from my family. They definitely just always encouraged me to be myself one way or another. And I think through the different coaches that I've had, the different teammates that I've had, it was kind of reinforced. I remember a conversation I had with a coach Tim at the beginning of my senior year. And he was talking about kind of like being a leader.
Mhm.
And one thing he said to me that really stuck was to be a leader in your own right. So you know me, I'm not the guy who's gonna yell at you, be like, get it together, come on, we need to do better. Like he was saying, lead in your own right. So you know me, I'm gonna talk to you. I play loose, I like to have fun. That's when I feel like I play my best basketball. And I feel like that positive energy is really contagious, especially if I'm doing my best. So I think my mindset just kind of came from people really pushing me to just kind of be my best self and not try to be something I'm not. Because it's really easy to see, like, okay, everyone watched, like, or most people watched The Last Dance. Everyone heard like how Michael Jordan was a jerk to his teammates, but he pushed them to be better. Like everyone wants to be as good as Michael Jordan, but everyone's not Michael Jordan.
Right.
But you can still be a great leader, like Coach Tim used the example of Steph Curry. Steph Curry's probably not yelling at his teammates every practice. He's probably having fun. He's probably motivating them, encouraging them. And look at the success that the Warriors have had. And he's done that in his own way. So I think the challenge is to find out who you are and how you can improve in your own lane and kind of take inspiration from other people and make it into your own. But realize that you're not going to have success finding something outside of yourself. You're only going to find it within. And from within, you got to water it and let that seed grow within and just sprout to other people.
Right. That's a bar right there. That's
I came here to drop bars. I'm just getting started. I got a lot more bars where that came from.
Once I realized I needed more guests on the pod, I said, no, I need to hit up Zeke ASAP. Like I told you off, like you said, it still hasn't came back to me on what gym you dropped. But like, y'all, when I tell you my freshman year, walking around campus, like I was just always trying to, what knowledge is free gonna drop? Always trying to be around the people that have already been where I want to go. So I don't have to go through the battles that you went through necessarily. Or if I do see those battles, Freak taught me about this. Boom, 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 boom. I handle it light. So, oh my God. It's crazy how things come full circle. It's crazy. So what obviously you need to handle business with this season. What do you see is like your next few steps with this hoop stuff? Where do you
that's a great question. As soon as I got here, as soon as I played my first game, something hit me real fast, and that this is only the beginning. Like my ultimate goal is to like go to multiple places. Like I want to have a long career. Like if I had to put a number to it, I want to play for at least 10 years. So in those 10 years, go to different places, play at like the highest level of basketball that I can. Because I still feel like I'm growing and developing as a player. And that's something I still have to constantly remind myself too. When I feel like I'm being too hard on myself, it's like, I still got time to develop. I'm not even in my final form. So my ultimate goal with hoop is just to play as many different places as I can and just continue to play at higher levels. So one thing I realized, like I made it here, but that doesn't mean the work is over. I feel like now more than ever, like the work has to hit a different level. It has to hit like a different level of visualizing, a different level of, pushing myself on and off the court. Got to maximize my body to new levels and push myself, and even get smarter. Like we were saying before, like basketball over here is just really physical, but you can see the skill difference. Like a mistake can still cost you a bucket. It can still cost you like a 10-point run or something like that. So realizing just because I made it here, I can't get comfortable. Making it here is only a gateway to working harder. So that's just kind of the mindset I've been repeating to myself and hoping that mindset will lead me to a long-lasting basketball career.
All right. That's it right there. So my next question for you, because I really want to see your perspective on this. Because we've talked a lot about overcoming, about knowing that things are going to get light, even though they're dark. What gets you through? Because I know it's easy to tell the story like, oh, I always knew I was going to be here, or I had a good feeling I was going to be here. But on the times you felt like quitting, you were like, no, like I don't know why I was dreaming that. The times of self-doubt, the times that you were just absolutely bashing yourself. What gets you through that?
I mean, especially in those times, more than anything, that's kind of when I relied on my inner circle, my family, my close friends, people that I was working with, kind of telling them like it's especially like it was a year and a half after I graduated, like thinking like, am I not good enough? Like, am I not working hard enough? Am I not doing the right things? Like really battling with those internal conflicts. That's when I turned to my family and friends and kind of needed that boost of encouragement. Like they told me like, look, times are hard. Like if it was easy to go pro, everybody would be a pro. So like, there is overcoming. Like you had to face some type of obstacle. This wasn't going to be a handout. Them reminding me of that, and them also reminding me that hard work always pays off, and that if you believe you deserve it, you'll get it. So one thing my mom, like, I love this analogy that my mom uses, that whenever we have like these self-doubts or like low self-esteem thoughts, she calls them ants that just kind of crawl all over your body. They can just,
Right.
You forget to take a plate to the kitchen, you're gonna have some ants around, right?
Right.
So you gotta tell them ants to like get away. You gotta clean up your space, make sure your mental is clean, make sure you're constantly keeping that mental hygiene up, make sure them ants don't get on you. Because if you let them, they'll pile up. Those ants will pile up, and then you just be sitting here like, damn, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. When in reality, you just gotta check yourself and keep yourself like in check, because it's not just a one-time thing. Like, I know I can do it, and then you don't say that to yourself for the next couple of months. It's a constant thing. Like, she really pushed on me affirmations, like, and that's something I really took advantage of in my darkest days, was affirmations. Like, I literally back in Oregon, I lived next to this park, and it was dope because like when the sun was setting, it was like a nice view. I
Right.
always took time, like after a workout, I just go up to the park, I meditate for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I literally said to myself out loud and in my head, I will play professional basketball. I will play professional basketball. I deserve to play professional basketball. And for me, that was my way of kind of cleaning those ants, getting those ants off me, and just reminding myself, like, yo, if I don't believe, it's not gonna happen. Like, that was another thing. Everyone else could believe in me, but if I didn't believe, then I wasn't gonna go nowhere. And that was also kind of like a slap in the face. I'm like, I got all these people thinking I can do it, and I don't think I can do it.
Right.
That's disrespectful to them.
Right.
That's disrespectful to them, but they think I can do it, and I'm over here like arguing with them. Like, that's disrespectful to them. So just really just that self-talk, that self-affirmation, picturing it, visualizing it, just saying it out loud, like, I will do this. This will come to me. I think a combination of those kind of really helped me get through all those tough times.
Gotta clean your ants.
I get
Gotta
them
clean
ants
your
off you,
ants.
man. They gonna
Bro,
creep
because
up
that's
on you.
as soon as you see one ant, even if you
Yeah,
see one ant, you turn your head, boom, there's 50 ants. Like,
yeah.
whoa, the mental hygiene is so important. And that's something I can't preach enough, honestly, myself, is like the mental, like, you hit it right on the nose, bro. Like, just saying I can do it once, that's not enough. That's
I know.
not enough. And the thing is, what people will misconceive is like, they're like, well, I don't have it yet, or I've never done that, or nobody that I've known has done that. And just because it hasn't happened yet and you're already claiming it doesn't mean you're lying. That's where people will like
Mhm.
doubt that's where they'll doubt affirmations. They're like, well, I'm lying if I'm saying I'm a millionaire, but I only have $10 in my account. I only
Wow.
da, 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 da. See, but where you can validate that, where the affirmations can become a lie. Let's use your example. I deserve to play professional basketball. I am a professional basketball player, but you're not working out, or you're working out once a week. You're working out.
Woo!
Then you're lying
Yeah,
to yourself. You feel me?
yeah.
You're really lying to yourself. Like, if I'm saying I'm a millionaire, I run a big company, I run $1 billion company, but I'm scrolling through Instagram watching bikini models.
Man,
Is that gonna translate? Is that
that
gonna?
ain't in your
And I'm
mindset at
really
all.
lying,
Yeah.
like, bro. So you were actually a big inspiration on my mental hygiene, really, because I just remember you like I said, just peeping your moves. You always had just subtle habits that I would pick up on: showing up early, getting extra reps, working on your body, having pictures in your locker, like, just constant reminders, little things I'm picking up on, right? So I know it can be hard to be different in the aspect of being so confident in yourself, or understanding that you need to clean your ants, because honestly, the people that take great care of their mental hygiene are truly the anomaly, unfortunately, in my
Mhm.
opinion. So what how has that been for you? Because I know some people have, it kind of gives them a sense of insecurity when people find out, oh, they may be spiritual, oh, they may do affirmations, oh, you may meditate, da 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 da. So what's your relationship with the mental hygiene in regards of other people's outlook on it?
Um, Dang, that's a great question. Knowing that, like, when it comes to hygiene, just regular hygiene, like, yo, hygiene is your responsibility. Like, you're not responsible for anybody else's hygiene. If somebody else stank, you're not gonna be like, hey, bro, let me get you right real quick. You can be like, nah, that's your problem. You gotta fix it.
Right.
So I think the same thing with that mental hygiene. Like, you gotta understand that it's your responsibility, and people gonna feel however they will feel about it. But the same way you take care of your body, like, you clean your body for yourself, and then like how you smell gonna affect people either good or bad, but how they react to it, that's not on you. But you taking care of your hygiene to your standard. And I think having your own standard is probably the biggest thing. Like, if meditation isn't for you, have a different way to check your mental hygiene. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's listening to something calm. Maybe it's just like cleaning your room, doing something physical. Like, there isn't one way to take care of your mental hygiene, and I think finding your own path within that and just being confident in that, being confident and then comfortable. Because people can give you a bunch of tools being like, oh, I think this will work for you. I think this will work for you. But ultimately, you just got to find what works for yourself. Like, for me, it's meditation and visualization.
Mhm.
And then like sometimes going on walks. And like, I have a deep appreciation for nature. And for some reason, like the sound of running water like really, really calms me.
Right.
So I just kind of like, that's just something I like. That was something that I had to discover for myself. And ever since then, I was comfortable in it. Now I'm confident in it, and I'm okay to be like, yeah, I need a second to meditate. I need a second to get right. So regardless of how people feel about that, I just know that brings me peace. The same way smelling good brings me peace.
Right. That's it right there. That's literally it. It's kind of similar to wearing like a cologne. Wearing a cologne. Not everybody may like the scent. Some people may think you smell too strong, but you're like, shoot, I smell fire. I smell fire. Cause right. But so then I want you to touch on that, on how you had to find what mental hygiene worked for you, because I know the process can get tedious of, oh, I tried to meditate, oh, I've tried affirmation, none of it really works for me. So what advice would you give to someone that may not have been consistent with their mental hygiene or hasn't really found what works for them?
I would say continue to try as many things as possible. Like, like, if you haven't found it yet, if you feel like you're struggling to keep it consistent, that's just maybe your mind telling you that you still haven't found exactly what you're looking for. And then there's also, like, that discipline piece to it, but that's just more touching on keeping your mental hygiene in check. But if you found like you haven't found one thing that works for you, continue to try a bunch of different things. Like, I went from affirmations to meditation to journaling to back to affirmations. And I feel like I'm still kind of dipping my toe in these different pools, but within the different tools that are out there, I still feel like I'm keeping my mental hygiene in check. Like, one week I'm like journaling heavily. I feel like I just have a lot on my mind that I just got to write it down. Next week, I just feel like everything's in my head and I just kind of need to calm it down. Other week, I feel like, I just got a lot of like physical energy. So let me just go on a walk. So a part of mental hygiene is like listening to your mental, like, understanding that you may not be a one-trick pony. You may need different things to fulfill that void that you feel. That consistency can kind of get boring sometimes. To meditate every day and kind of have that routine, it can kind of get dull. But if that routine works for you, go for it. If you feel like you can't stick with it, switch it up. I feel like more than anything, the most important thing is keeping your mental hygiene in check, however that may be. If that's talking to somebody, if that's going to therapy, if it's meditating, whatever it takes, the more importantly above all else, just keep that mental hygiene in check.
Mm. I like that. I like that you touched on discipline. So I feel like if we're talking pro basketball, you have to talk discipline. We have to talk discipline, freak. Discipline, bro. Really, I've always known discipline is a great key, but lately I've been because my end goal is to be the number one. No, I am the number one motivational
Oh,
speaker in
yeah.
the world.
Yes, sir.
I've been studying other motivational speakers. So like last week I was studying Les Brown. This week I'm studying Eric Thomas. And Eric Thomas, he just talks so much about discipline, discipline, discipline. Success isn't hard, but discipline is, and discipline's the key to success. So what and discipline can get so tedious. It can get so tedious, and you may not see the results until 3 years later, 3 months later, 3 weeks later, 3 days later, 3 hours later. You don't know when that discipline's gonna pay off. So how have you developed the discipline that's gotten you to where you are? And what do you think you need to become more disciplined with to get you to where you want to go?
Um, when it comes to discipline, I always like to use this quote, like um, whenever you like find, I can't remember the quote correctly, but it's like whenever times get tough and you can't like figure out why you're still doing it, remember why you started. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that like that, especially before I got here, was something that like was really, really driving me. I'm like, I can't take no days off. I can't take my foot off the gas because I'm not even there yet. And now that I am here, it's just a reminder to keep on doing the same thing. So discipline more than anything comes from that like internal motivation of wanting your end goal.
Right.
Like you have to want your end goal the same way you wanted it on day one when it was just like a thought in your head. You
Right.
got to try to keep that same hunger as day one, keep that same curiosity as day one, keep that same patience as day one. Like if you just constantly kind of reset to like, all right, today's a new day, but the same grind, I feel like that's how we can kind of simplify discipline.
That is that's perfect.
I came to drop gems.
Good job, Jim. That is a bar.
That's what
Bro,
I came here to do, man.
what? No, if you find a way to make your dream feel just as desirable as day one, what everybody knows that day one go, oh bro, I'm gonna start working out. Day one, you're in the gym. You're in the gym.
6 a.m. getting it in.
Right, in that thing going crazy. Day two, you're day three, you're kind of I'm sore from I'm kind of sore. But if you find a way to hit that refresh button daily, boom, and you have that day one grit every single day. What?
That's where the easy part comes. It's simple. Like you said, it is simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. Simple is simple to understand.
Right.
But like it's hard to be like, okay, day 58, but I still feel like day one. Like that's hard. That's the hard part. But it's simple to be like, if I get up, work out, work hard for what I want, eventually I'm gonna have it. Like that's common. Like when you say that, it feels like common sense. But then when you wake up, work hard every day, like that's where the hard part comes in.
Right.
So
Wait, what's the quote? Common sense isn't, or common knowledge isn't always common practice, or something like that. Something like that. Basically, just because you know it doesn't mean you're gonna apply it. Just because you know it doesn't mean you're gonna apply it. And the thing that I feel like people need to understand is, yes, you need to be consistent. Yes, your intensity needs to be at a certain level, but you need to, like, I feel like it's kind of, think about it like weightlifting. You can't have a max day every single day and still see results. Just because you're throwing up the most weight in the weight room doesn't mean that you're going to see growth, because that may not be the correct growth strategy. So with the consistency, you also have to be tactical with your resources, tactical with your grind, tactical with your energy. Because energy, bro, everybody knows how it goes. Energy, man, if you burn out and you don't have a viable source to recharge quickly, those low energy modes, oh my God, Those are some tough things to overcome.
Oh yeah. Oh
Those
yeah.
are tough things to overcome. So what do you think? What do you think you need to become? I want you to get a little vulnerable on the pod. What do you think?
That's light. I can do that. That's
That's why I brought you on.
light.
What do you think you need to? No. Let's start back. What do you think you weren't disciplined with enough that didn't ultimately? Let's just use the NBA as an example. What discipline was lacking to get you to that level?
Honestly, the only thing that was stopping me from being in the NBA, now that I feel it now, was having that belief from day one. Like having that belief that like I can compete with anybody. I could max out my body to be at that level. Cause like more so than I realize now, like manifestation is so real. Like your mental is more powerful than anything you could do with your physical. Like I truly, truly believe that. And like had I had that belief from day one, I think I would, be in the NBA, be in the G League, like period. Just because like that mindset was something that I was just unaware of. Like when I was younger, everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna go to the NBA." It's just because I was better than everybody in my school. But I didn't think I was the best in the city. I didn't play like I was the best in the city. I didn't work like I was the best in the city or the state. And I think like that mindset kind of was something that it wasn't like, not to say like I wasn't hyped up because like my parents hyped me up, like everybody hyped me up who was around me, but I didn't really internalize it and try to take it to the next level. So I think discipline wise, I wasn't disciplined enough on constantly being confident and constantly pushing myself to think outside the box. I was too in the box. Like, all right, I know I'm the best in my school, so let me just stay the best in my school. I wasn't thinking outside the box at that young age, so I couldn't push myself to new limits. So I think that was probably the only thing I didn't stay disciplined at.
Oh, that's
straight gems coming at you.
Straight. They can literally hop on the video, click on any timestamp, and find gold and hop off. Literally, watch 20 seconds of Freak talking on this podcast. You're good, bro. Because in regards to my hoop dream and me wanting to go to the league, I feel like I had the same struggle where I had a decent confidence level. I knew I was the best in my school. I knew I was maybe the best in that little league that we played in, but I wasn't putting in the work to be the best in the state, be the best in the West Coast, be the best in the country. And therefore you can't really walk that walk. But also with that, I didn't understand the mental piece like you talked about, because maybe I was putting in my 10,000 hours. I was going hard in the gym, putting up 1,000 shots a day, right? But if I don't feel like enough coaches, mentors, because I think this is bigger than basketball. I don't think enough young people are exposed to the mental training that they need in order to truly succeed, how they can succeed. Because honestly, if you look at me, I'm a 6'1" guard, 180 right now. I have a decent build, but if I would have taken myself way more seriously when I was younger, yeah, I have odds stacked against me. But if I had such a strong belief system, there's no doubt I would have been where I originally wanted to be. But I was never truly exposed to that mental skills training that I needed. And honestly, I like to take responsibility for where I am, because I can't say, oh, my mom did me wrong, my dad did me wrong. Oh, because they did their best. My coaches did their best. So for the young people that are listening, for anybody that's listening now, realize the power of this. Realize the power of the laptop, of the iPad that you're looking through. You can literally, if you do enough Google searching, you can find LeBron's day-to-day. You can find different meditations. You can find the formulas to building wealth. And it's a matter of understanding that there's so much more intrinsic work in order to be successful than is really talked about. Because what I've really noticed about successful people is like they understand the masses of people won't truly understand what it really took, what the visualization that it really took, the affirmations, the meditation, the tears, all of that. People won't really pay that as much mind as, oh, he has 10,000 followers. Oh, he has he's playing pro ball. Da 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 da. He probably put up 500 jumpers a day. Yes, he put up 500 jumpers a day, but he's also meditating 15 minutes a day. Yeah. He's also cutting down his Instagram scrolling time. He's also doing his mobility flows. He's all like, understand there's so much more that goes into it than the glitz and glamoury grind. The, oh, I ran 3 miles today. Oh, I maxed out my bench today. You know, like, oh. So what do you think would solve that? How can we get, because I know you're working with younger kids now, and you said the Switzerland basketball scene is up and coming. So what do you think a solution to that problem is? How can we get more exposure to the sense of optimism, the level of belief, and the true limitless potential that everybody has? How can we spread that to more people?
I think especially when it comes to like younger generations, you just gotta hype them up. You gotta make them feel like they can do anything they set their mind to. Like you definitely gotta keep it real with them. Right. And there's moments for tough love. Like it was this like great example yesterday. I ran this 18 and under practice. We had a good practice, and then coming in after, there was an assistant coach because I was just filling in for one of my teammates who's had a family emergency. So this was one of like my first times even meeting the team. Right. So one of my assistant coaches who coaches like my team also helps out with them. And he came in after the practice and kind of was like hard on the team because apparently they lost to a team they weren't supposed to lose to, and some of the better players weren't like leading by example. So he was getting into them. I'm talking about like you start talking in a different language, but you know when you see somebody really going off with somebody. And like the kids, like I just saw the kids starting to like slowly get like down on themselves, starting to hang their heads, starting to feel like they weren't good enough. And I'm like, all right, after he was done like blasting them, I'm like, all right, look, y'all, he's saying all of that because he believes in you, right? Because he wants you to be successful, because he sees that potential in you. So I think along with being honest with them and helping them learn from their mistakes, you got to hype kids up to the nth degree. You got to make them feel invincible, especially if they're on your side. Mm-hmm. Because if they don't feel like they can do it, they're never going to step out of their comfort zones. And everyone knows you only grow when you step outside of your comfort zones. Right. So if we get kids enthusiastic to step out of their comfort zones, like, all right, what do you need me to do? All right, I think I could do that. Just if I think I could do it, I'm probably going to do it. But it definitely starts with just hyping them up as much as we can, hyping them up, making them believe in themselves, knowing like, all right, coach got my back. Coach thinks I can do it, so I think I can do it. And really instilling that like personal confidence in them and reinforcing it, giving them criticism, telling them how to take criticism, but more than anything, just hyping them up, making them feel like they can do anything. Because if you make a kid feel invincible, no one knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows. But the only thing we can do is like hype them up as much as we can.
Right. Because as a young person, you have so many weapons that a lot of older people really need that they lose. Because you can still have the weapons that I'm about to talk about, which are imagination and time. Like those are two crucial weapons for success. Like crucial weapons for success. Because that's what really gets all of the glory is the things that were outside of the box, the things that, oh, I didn't even think of that. How'd you think of that? You see what I'm saying? So really, I think if we change the relationship that we're feeding our young people and we're feeding people in general with messing up, then that's when we'll see so much more improvement. Because obviously the goal isn't to mess up, right? But the goal is, if I do mess up, then let me learn from it. Let me not think that the mess up is the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's that's the easy thing seen. That's the often thing seen, because like just using that example you just used, I've had multiple coaches just get in, they rip in you, and then once every blue moon they'll kind of toss you a carrot. And obviously you shouldn't need a carrot to want to be successful, but you need them. You like, we can't neglect that.
Everyone needs them.
Right, you need them. Like, if as a mentor, as a leader, you're going to be ignorant to the fact that somebody needs to be rewarded for their actions, then that's on you. That's on you for being a bad leader, honestly, because if you look in the mirror, you can't I don't think anybody can honestly neglect the fact that they want good things to come to them.
Oh yeah.
You can't you can't genuinely tell me that you don't want good things to come to you. So if you're mentoring somebody, coaching somebody, why wouldn't you want to bring good things to them? Let them have build their abundance mindset where they think that they deserve good things. Because that's the big thing you touched on earlier when you said, I deserve to play Pro Bowl.
Yes, sir.
I deserve, like, that's a big thing that people will really, that's what really will push away people's blessing, is the fact that they'll think they're not worthy. They'll think they're not worthy. So that comes with having a positive relationship with your imagination, with messing up, with the process. Man, this has been fire. This has been too fire, bro. Oh my goodness. All right. So, just so we don't overwhelm the people.
I came here to drop gems, man. I told you, like, when everything was happening, I was like, oh, we got to move it back. Once you said we're going to move it back, I'm like, I'm going to drop so many gems, man. Let me be a living testimony to anybody who has any doubts about anything. Like, you really got to want it. Like, you really, really got to want that more than anything. Like, it starts with you. It starts with believing you can. If the belief's the hardest part, then that should give you even more confidence. If you're putting in the work, if you got a good circle of people building you up, if you know exactly what you got to do to get where you need to be, if you got access to the resources and you just don't believe in yourself, just take a second and realize all the things that you're doing right, and realize that that's the last step, because that belief is powerful. Like, it's really, really powerful.
And understand with that, even if you don't get what you strongly believed you wanted, right? Even if you don't get that, you're going to get a blessing in disguise that's just as shiny, or if not better, if not more fitting, if not more rewarding for you, if not, you fit that position way better. So keep that in mind for anybody that's listening. Hey, I got a question for you. So this is one of my last questions. What is either your favorite quote you live by, or a lesson that you've learned recently?
Shoot. When it comes to quotes, I just love quotes, because they're just like life lessons and sentences. So, like, sometimes when I'm bored, I'd be like, and I'm all for dropping gems, you know me, I'm all for dropping gems. So as I was journaling, I kind of like, going back to what we said, like, I can say I deserve to play professional basketball, but if I'm not putting in the work, then I'm lying to myself. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where, like, this quote came from. So I came up with this quote myself, and it goes like this. This is like, you could put this on my tombstone, like, type of quote. And it is, I am how I live, and that's in every moment.
Hold on, say it one more time.
You feel me? All right, I'm gonna run it back. One more time.
Oh my God.
I am how I live, and that's in every moment. Words to live by, man. Put it on a shirt. Give me, copyright me. It's good.
Let's wrap it up, man. Oh my, bro. Like, you didn't have to do that.
I told you what I came here to do, man.
You didn't have to do that. Oh my God. We're throwing that on a shirt. That
I
is
got you.
something
I,
different.
I, I was saving that just for you to throw on a shirt, bro. Hygiene.
That is, hey, whenever you're done with your pro career, I swear to God, the Millionaire Mac Club is going to be the best self-improvement resource, and we need you on the team. No doubt about it. We need you on y'all are seeing it right here on the podcast. Y'all are seeing it. All right, this is my last question. So we've talked a lot about visualization. So where do you see yourself? So I can get you back on the pod in the future. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I see myself playing uh, in the highest level of overseas basketball, and I believe that's the Euro League. I think if I really stay down, really stay dedicated to perfecting my craft, perfecting my skill, continuing to network, because that was one thing that was honestly the biggest piece in getting me over here was getting myself out there. Like I could have the best left hook in the world, but if no one knows who I am, then it don't matter. You feel me? So continuing to network, continue to build myself and identifying my ceiling and then breaking through it. In 5 years, I honestly feel like I could be playing in the Euro League, like in one of the highest levels of European basketball.
I love that. Hey, I'm flying out. I'm flying out.
Coming over here, man.
Bro, I forgot about your left hook. No cap. I forgot about your left hook.
It got me all the way here, man. Like no cap, that left hook got me all the way here.
Left hook is
going on.
yo. I can't tell you how many games of ones we've played. I'll be playing good D, my 6'1" self walling up, and then Zeke just left hook, left hook. In a row, and like there's just nothing I can do, and he's just letting me know. He's like, "That's a bucket. That's a bucket. Why are you talking crazy, James? That's a bucket. That's a man." I forgot about that left hook. See, I blocked out that memory. I had a block.
I know a lot of people do, man. A lot of people do.
Hey, no, we gotta run the ones back because I have belief in my jumper now. So, so it's over.
It was good, man. We definitely gonna run it back, man.
But any last comments, any last messages you want to leave the people with?
I mean, more so than anything, like whenever you feeling down on yourself, just like really check in with that mental hygiene. Knows that it starts with the mental, like really, really invest in yourself. Like I always say, there's no amount of money that's too much when it comes to investing in yourself. So if you feel like you gotta pay for therapy, if you feel like you gotta buy a mental health book, you feel like you gotta buy a journal, or you gotta, you feel me, subscribe to the Millionaire Mac Club, like whatever it takes, man, like really like invest in yourself to be your greatest self. And one thing I'm still even learning is like be patient with yourself. Like understand it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in a day. Might not happen in a week, might not happen in a year, but like stay patient, stay humble, and stay hungry, and just have that faith. Keep that faith, and like amazing things that happen. Like you will surprise yourself. The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to surprise yourself. So continue to invest in yourself, continue to believe. And that's all I got to the people, man. That's all I got for the people, man.
What? Hey, make sure y'all pick up those gems. Zeke, I appreciate you as always, my boy. This was something crazy. I don't care if one person listens to it, 10 people, 0 people. I gain knowledge. So you moved one person already. So this was a success. I appreciate you, my guy, for real. Great luck on the rest of your season. Hey, wait, last thing. For your link for your games, is it one link where they can like it's like a common link where, or is it a different link every single game?
So the one I'll be sending out to people is a link directly to the game, but there's a YouTube channel called Swiss Basketball TV, and that's the channel that posts all the games. So if you just type in Swiss Basketball TV and Wallabies, like you'll see all the games. Or if you go to Swiss Basketball TV on YouTube and then like look for the NLB men, and then look up like the team, like every week it just updates with like the upcoming live streams.
Right.
And then after the live streams, the games are just posted on YouTube. So the links I send you is just to make it easy. That way you can click on it and you just have the game that we're about to play. But if you go to Swiss Basketball TV on YouTube and then look up the Gold Coast Wallabies, and then you see like the next upcoming game, like that's when we're gonna play. Or like say you missed the game, because this typically like 8:30 in the morning on Saturday or something. So if you just check in like after the weekend, Swiss Basketball TV, Wallabies, our games will be posted there.
But I'm gonna add that link into the description just in case somebody wants to watch. Oh, and in case somebody wants to connect, get some game off you, how can they reach you?
Oh, I mean, shoot, Instagram at _ Zeke2Fresh. I think my Twitter is also Zeke2. Everything's Zeke2Fresh, like all social media is Zeke2Fresh. So if you want to connect with me, I got plenty of gems, I got plenty of gems. They for everybody, man.
Hey, I'm gonna link those in the description. Zeke, I appreciate you. For my people, make sure you subscribe. Don't take the game and not subscribe. Subscribe, drop a comment, drop a like, share. If you
share the gems, they for everybody. Share
for everybody. If you laughed, if you learned any of that, just share it. And the 7 and 7 reset is coming soon. The Millionaire Mac Club is growing. That means that y'all are growing. That means I'm growing, and I appreciate y'all. And like my grandma said, man, keep going, keep growing. Peace.